I couldn't believe it. Australia. We really made it to Australia. Since I was a kid, I always wanted to go to Australia. So I heard that between 1788 and 1868, England sent prisoners to Australia. More than 160,000. How convenient. Just get rid of the bad people in your country, just ship them off onto another continent. Very convenient. So when I heard that, I thought, well, then basically most Australians now are descendants from, well, those bad people. From murderers, rapists, kidnappers. That's what I thought. I was so wrong. So, for example, Robin, our host, her ancestors stole a carpet. And that's why they got shipped to Australia. Greg, also our host, his ancestor stole a sheep. And that's why they got sent to Australia. So they sent people to Australia that did petty crimes. They were poor, hungry, and desperate. Something else I couldn't believe. Actually, already an Australian guy that we met at the gym in Phnom, Thailand, he told me that already. So he told me that Australia has the most camels in the world. Of course, they're not native. They got brought over in the 1840s for exploring the land and carry stuff. And then when cars were coming along, they weren't needed anymore, so they just let them free in Australia. The environment in the interior of Australia is perfect for camels, and they don't have natural predators. So there were more and more and more. And now they even get sold and shipped to the Middle East. So crazy, I didn't know that. So always before we enter a new country, I look up if the tap water is drinkable. I grew up and spent 26 years living in Switzerland, and yes, so I'm used to drinking water from the tap, the fountain, and the mountain creek. Of course, I'm always super happy when it says you can drink the tap water because I fucking hate paying for water. Well, yeah, I grew up that you can drink the water, yeah, from the tap, from the fountain, so I just fucking hate paying for water. When we were in Singapore, so here is the video about Singapore, I was so happy to read that you can drink the tap water, that it's good quality, very good quality. But my happiness fastly disappeared when I read that there's fluoride in it. Fluoride is a toxin, and both Paul and I think it's not one of those toxins where just a little bit is beneficial for you. No, we think fluoride, you need 0%. It's not good. So since then, I was also always looking if not the tap water is just drinkable, if there is also fluoride in it, because apparently when there is fluoride in it, it's drinkable, but I don't think so. So yes, in Australia, that tap water is drinkable. Woohoo! But it has, like in Singapore, fluoride in it. Fuck. So no, it's not drinkable. And especially, it has a lot more fluoride than in Singapore in it. In Singapore, it has 0.5 milligrams per liter. In Australia, between 0.6 and 1.1 milligrams per liter. We stayed 6 weeks in Singapore and we decided, okay, for those 6 weeks, it's okay. We just gonna drink the tap water. I didn't like it, but we decided that, and that's okay. But if we would have stayed longer, if we would have stayed 3 months there, hell no, we wouldn't have drunk the tap water. But the problem is also in Singapore, bottled water was, I think, quite expensive, or I don't remember honestly. But so anyways, we would spend 3 months in Australia, and there could be even double the amount of fluoride in the tap water. So we said, hell no, we're not gonna do that. We will not drink the tap water in Australia, not for 3 months. We will be drinking bottled water. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think bottled water was really expensive in Singapore. We didn't check because we decided to drink the tap water, so I really don't know. But I did check about the bottled water in Australia, and it's so fucking expensive. Apparently, some of the most expensive in the world, double as expensive as in North America and Europe, and 4 times as expensive as in Asia and Africa for bottled water. That is insane. That's crazy. Well, here's some pricing for bottled water in Australia, and I'm assuming it is in Australian dollars. $1.05 to $5.40, it says. So if you convert that, it'll be between 69 US cents and $3 and 54 cents. But that slide that I found there where it said that, it didn't say anything about the quantity. So I Googled and asked for the cost for a 1 liter bottle. So starting at $2 Australian dollars 75 cents. That's $1.80 US dollars. And here I also Googled it in US dollars and that one showed up. I only drink water. When available and cheap, also some sparkling water. Paul also only drinks water, but he also drinks quite some coffee and tea. But how do you make coffee and tea? With water. So we both drink a lot of water. So buying bottled water in Australia, fuck, that's too expensive. We can't afford that. That's insane. What the fuck should we do? I don't want to drink that fluoride water. Yes, our host, there is that video about trusted house sitters in tea gardens, Australia. So our hosts have a Brita filter, yes, and even a soda maker. Oh my gosh, jackpot. Yeah, hell yeah. We were so super happy. We got filtered water and even a soda maker. Paul and I, we both love soda water. If you're riding a bike in Australia, you better wear an approved helmet. Otherwise, you gotta pay a fee. So yes, it's the law. I was curious and I looked it up, which countries it's the law that you have to wear a bicycle helmet. Because I remember I grew up in Switzerland, I never wore a helmet except we did something with the school and the bikes. Then of course we had to wear a helmet and I fucking hated it. But otherwise, I never wore a helmet. Okay, so the countries where it's the law to wear a bicycle helmet all the time, no matter where and how old you are Australia, Argentina, Chile, Cyprus, Costa Rica, Namibia, New Zealand, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates. Countries with no mandatory bicycle helmet laws are Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Hungary, India, Ireland, Mexico, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Switzerland, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and Russia, just for electric bikes. I guess that should say Russia, you don't need a helmet except for electric bikes. I'm pretty sure that the electric bikes, for those you need a helmet. So no problems finding distilled water and MCT coconut oil. The oil was even cheaper than anywhere else so far in any other country. Cool and very surprising. Australia is usually not a cheap country. In Newcastle, we found a great supplement store, ASN, Australian Sports Nutrition. Paul found some ALC, acetyl L-carnitine and some just L-carnitine for himself and pure NAC for both of us and acetyl L-cysteine, yeah, powder and 100% pure, wow, super cool. We ran out of NAC already quite a while ago, so super happy we got that. It's okay, we don't take it all the time, we take breaks from it. We take breaks from almost all the supplements for a while, so we don't stress out our livers too much. So, and we also change it out. Sometimes we take these supplements, sometimes those, and then we take some breaks. And usually once a week or every 2 weeks, like today, I'm doing a supplement-free day. But I also have supplements, well, I should call them medications, not supplements, that I need because of my fucked up hormones. So of course, those I'm not changing out or anything. And I usually also take them on my supplement-free days. But so anyways, that NAC we found in Australia was such a good quality product, we couldn't say no. And it was even 20% off, well, a 20% discount. Hell yeah. Oh, Paul found colostrum from the same brand, so also 20% off and 100% pure. I'd say about 2.5 years ago or so, well, now probably about 3 years ago, I wrote down on my list that I really would love to try raw goat's milk colostrum. So already for a long time, I wanted to try that as a supplement. But we could never ever find it. And that colostrum we found, dried, a powder, and it's not goat's milk, but 100% hell yeah, we had to take it. It said the colostrum is from bovine, and as I said, so far we haven't found any colostrum, so it's not that easy to come by. So yes, we had to buy it. While Paul was paying, I saw on a shelf stuff that started to expire and was 50% off. I was like, look, Paul, resveratrol. I used to take that on and off, once in a while. A lady told us we can have it for free because it will expire soon. So yeah, so nice. So we took it, and the resveratrol was in capsules. Not much fillers were in there, and I take the supplements out of the capsules anyways. So yeah, it looked like a really good product. So we got it for free. Super nice. So we took that as well. We went back to Newcastle a second time to pick up the DHEA we ordered. Here is the video about getting DHEA in Australia. So we also went back to the ASN store and bought even more than last time because we absolutely love that store. And of course, last time in Newcastle, we had to go to the ASN store again. And actually, just because we wanted to get another one of this, because it's so awesome. And then, of course, we looked around and we found more stuff. And we were so happy, so lucky. The Switch brand was still 20% off, like the first time we went there. So we still got 20% off. This was the last one they had. So lucky to get this. So we thought, let's also get creatine. We already still have a lot of creatine, but hey, it was 20% off. And this one here, I love magnesium L-threonate, the only one that breaks the gut-brain barrier, so it goes into your brain. And then these were the two last ones, magnesium biglycinate, love that for the evening, for sleeping and stuff. And those were the two last ones, yes. But those, of course, not 20% off because they're not Switch, and they're all really great. I mean, they pure here, 100% pure. And this one is also 100% pure, plus the capsule, but I take it out of the capsule anyways. Super great. There's two pure, and here for Paul, some stuff, alpha, GPC, and tyrosine, also 20% off. So because we spent so much money, this time even more than last time, I think $293 or something, Australian dollars, luckily, we got this cool bag here. We got all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's just some advertisement. But here, some coffee with mushroom for Paul, and yeah, for body sculpting, and nasal strips. Gonna keep those. Hydrate greens, all for Paul, of course. I don't drink that stuff. And here, super cute, we got this. We're gonna leave that here because that's just too heavy to bring on our travels. But this, look at this. This is so great. An electric mixer, and we actually need that. We have one, but it's falling apart. It's like a cheap thing. It's heavy. It's much bigger, the one we have. And yeah, so Paul is gonna throw away the other one. So now we have this. That is so cool. We need this. I think he needs it to make methylene blue. Maybe also C60. Yeah, I think he needs it to make C60. Yes, not the methylene blue. I think for C60. So this is absolutely so cool. We needed a new one. So yeah, really cool. I mean, I'm sure she loves us. We left like 400 Australian dollars there in 2 times visiting there. Yeah, we spent in twice going over there. We spent like 450 Australian dollars. Yeah, it's so much, but we need supplements, and we get supplements here we can't get somewhere else. So these are just the ones from today. The ones from last week I already put away, of course. So it was worth it. It was totally worth it. And we don't need to shop supplements for a long time now, hopefully. More about supplements. So I ran out of potassium. Funny thing, I am here in Mae Rim, Thailand right now. It's the beginning of June, and I am running out of potassium again. But so back to Australia, we spent 3 months in Australia from the end of October until 2025 until the end of January 2026. So, and there I was also running out of potassium, but oh well, let's just buy some more, right? So Paul came back from the calls and they told him, you need a prescription. What the fuck? A prescription for potassium? Are you insane? Do we also need prescriptions for salt now, for sodium? I was like, what? Well, I was fucking shocked, and needless to say, we waited until Vietnam to buy more potassium. I'm sure not gonna go to a doctor to pay him $200 dollars to get a potassium prescription. Hello, are you insane? No. I couldn't believe it. There are Spar grocery stores in Australia. I know Spar from Switzerland. Well, they're actually from the Netherlands, but we have them too in Switzerland. I know them from Switzerland, even though I was in the Netherlands, but as a kid, I probably never saw them. And they also have Aldi in Australia. I couldn't believe it. Aldi is from Germany. We went there and they even sell Vegemite there. Ooh, the public toilets in Newcastle were pretty cool and for free. I couldn't believe it. So cool and for free. Pretty sure they're all over in big cities in Australia, but we weren't traveling around in Australia, so I just saw that one in Newcastle. So I'm doing this.
You're pushing that.
Okay.
Welcome to Exolu. Please press button to close and lock door. Door locked. Your maximum use time is 10 minutes. Press button to unlock door.
If you want more toilet paper, you gotta push here. Yeah. Just in that. Okay.
Door is unlocked. Thank you. Welcome to Exolu. Please press button to close and lock door.
They recycle in Australia. At the house we were staying, we had 3 bins: trash, compost, and recycling. Some of the recycling, like certain glass and PET bottles, we brought to the station close to Coles and we got money for it. Actually, a voucher we could use at Coles. And actually, we gave that a voucher to our hosts. Paul ordered 2 things from Amazon. One thing got delivered without any problems. The second package got stuck in Sydney, but it still got delivered some days later. But Paul had to pick it up at the local post office because the package contained packages of liposomal vitamin C and they should be in the fridge. So they put them in the fridge somewhere in the post office and Paul had to go there to pick them up. Pretty cool actually, but I was really surprised because the exact same brand of that liposomal vitamin C we ordered many times in the US. We know it from there. I love it. And there they always just delivered it to the door. They never held it somewhere in a fridge for us. So yes, as soon as I got it, I put it in a fridge. But yeah, so I actually thought that was pretty cool in Australia that they keep it in the fridge for you at the post office. But I was so annoyed. So Paul paid 53 Australian dollars for one package on Amazon, and some days later we actually found liposomal vitamin C boxes at a pharmacy, also 30 packages per box, but it was only 38 Australian dollars 79 cents instead of 53, so a lot cheaper. But the boxes weren't refrigerated and there were slightly more ingredients in it, natural flavors, whatever that means. And I read and looked up, natural flavors means bullshit. It doesn't mean natural at all. So it's actually shit. But at least no sweeteners. The more expensive ones, they don't have any flavoring in it. And the more expensive ones actually taste better. But I don't take supplements for the taste anyways. Paul did go back to buy more of the cheaper liposomal vitamin C because in some country it's not very easy to get liposomal vitamin C. So we just got a lot of the cheaper liposomal vitamin C from that pharmacy, and Paul ordered those, I think 3 packages from Amazon. So we got a shit ton of liposomal vitamin C in Australia. So Paul bought more of the liposomal vitamin C. Those are so much cheaper than the usual ones. Not as good, but still they're pretty good. And because he bought these 2, we got that one as a gift. I never use those, and it's just so big, it's heavy. We got all these gifts from buying so many supplements in different places, but we live in a nomad life. We can't carry all that stuff around. So yeah, we leave it here for the people that live here. And I'm still using those almost every day, 1 package. And I just got finished with the cheaper ones. So now I got rid of all the cheaper ones because I like the more expensive ones better anyway. So I thought like, oh, I'm gonna save those for later. And so funny thing is, because I've been taking the cheaper ones, only the cheaper ones, for so long. I got so used to the taste of the cheaper ones. Now the more expensive ones don't taste as good anymore, because first, the more expensive ones tasted much better than the cheaper ones. But yeah, I got used to the taste. But now I will use only the expensive ones, so I will get used to that taste again. And they have less ingredients anyways, so they're better. Yes, Paul was driving a car. Our host said we can use their car. Woohoo, so cool. That is really amazing. And it's a diesel. So at the time we were in Australia, diesel was a bit cheaper than gas in most places, but that can always change. The super cool thing is their car gets 8 to 10 kilometers per liter. That would be 18.8 to 23.5 miles per gallon. That's really good. So it was really cheap for us to drive that car. I was so happy because I was afraid. I knew, oh yeah, we can use the car in Australia, but I was so afraid, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so expensive for us because, you know, Australia is expensive. So it was super efficient and we could drive many times to the beach and even to Newcastle before having to fill up the tank. We paid $1.83 Australian dollars, so $1 per liter of diesel. Well, a bit more expensive than in Reno, Nevada, the USA at that time. But we spent much less money on fueling up the car than I anticipated, as I mentioned. So that was super cool. Yeah, about driving. So we kept seeing green and red P's on cars. So I looked it up. So first you get an L plate when you learn how to drive a car. So of course, then you're not allowed to drive the car by yourself. And when you do, like I did when I only had my learner's permit, so just take the L off. That would be a good advice, but no, better just don't do it. So after you pass your driving exams, you get a red P. So you only have a provisional driving license. Now I feel it's getting complicated. So you're not allowed to drive more than 90 kilometers per hour with that red P. During nighttime, 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., you're only allowed to have one passenger that is under 21 years old. But that doesn't apply to immediate family members. And then there are also more special cases. So in New South Wales, you have to have a red P for at least 12 months before moving to the green P. I don't know if it's different in other states in Australia. Maybe you need to have the red P even longer or less long. I have no idea. Anyways, with a green P, you have much less limitations. You are not allowed to drive over 100 kilometers per hour. No mobile use, also not hands-free. Not driving high-performing vehicles. You need to have the green P for at least 24 months. And finally, you get a regular driving license and you won't have to mark your car anymore. Wow. Shit, how crazy is that? So I remember when I got my driving license in Switzerland, right after I passed the exams, I could get rid of the blue L. So you have the blue L when you when you're learning, and then right after you pass your exams, you get rid of the blue L and you're done. So then you didn't have to mark your car anymore. Yeah, but I was lucky. Really shortly after I passed, they changed the rules. So, and after you pass the test, you could get rid of the blue L, but you got a green L. I think for 3 years or so. I really don't remember. I just remember I was so fucking happy that I passed all my tests right before that rule got in place, that law got in place. So I didn't care about it. But right after that started, I tried to look it up how it is now in Switzerland, and I couldn't find anything anymore about the green L. So maybe they got rid of it again. I really don't know. So I didn't find a bracelet in Australia, and I'm getting a bracelet in each country we are staying for a while, but I found lots of shells at the beach. And I made this. Oh, I think one just came off. But so I made a bracelet for me with shells. I never wear it so far. I don't wear the bracelets anymore, honestly, but I still collect them. So this is my self-made bracelet from Australia. Postcards. I'm always on the hunt for postcards to send as birthday cards. So they had 4 different kinds of postcards at the post office in Tea Gardens for $1 Australian, that is 65 US cents. So that is affordable, totally affordable, that's okay. We've seen more postcards somewhere else, but they were more expensive. So I only bought postcards there at the post office in Tea Gardens. There, they were the cheapest. But sending postcards, $3 Australian per card. $1.94 per one fucking postcards to send international. Holy fucking shit. I saw that already earlier online before we were in Australia, and yes, Paul confirmed it when he sent some postcard that it's really that expensive. We were staying there for 3 months, so I had a lot of birthday cards to send during that time. But good thing I was prepared, and we already pre-sent postcards from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. There it cost 24 US cents per card to send one card instead of $1.94. Huge difference, yes. We did send some cards from Australia, but never as much as I should have. Yeah, I mean, if you just send 1, 2, 3, 4 cards from a place, it's fine. But sometimes I have like 20 postcards to send as birthday cards. So no, I'm sorry. I don't want to pay $1.94 for just one card. So we only sent like 4 cards from Australia, and we knew after Australia we would go to Da Nang, Vietnam, and there it would be much cheaper again. I looked it up, so we didn't send many postcards from Australia. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay connected.